Have you ever wondered if our reality is merely an elaborate illusion? The simulation hypothesis suggests just that. We might be living in an advanced computer simulation created by a more developed civilization. So what exactly is the simulation hypothesis, and what evidence or arguments support it? The simulation hypothesis was popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom in his 2003 paper, Are You Living in a Computer Simulation? To understand the plausibility of the simulation hypothesis, we must consider the rapid advancement of technology, particularly in the field of computing. In just a few decades, we've gone from rudimentary video games like Pong to highly sophisticated virtual realities and simulations. If this trend continues, it's conceivable that future civilizations could create simulations so advanced that the simulated beings within them are conscious and self-aware, just like us. One argument supporting the simulation hypothesis is based on the concept of computational power. If we assume that a technologically mature civilization could harness vast amounts of computational resources, they could run ancestor simulations, recreating the history of their species with incredible detail. Given the immense scale of the universe and the potential for countless civilizations to reach such technological maturity, the number of simulated realities could vastly outnumber the base reality. Therefore, statistically, it's more likely that we are living in one of these simulations. Another argument stems from the peculiarities of our universe. Some physicists have noted that the fundamental constants of nature seem finely tuned to allow for the existence of life. This fine-tuning could be interpreted as evidence of a design system akin to a computer simulation programmed with specific parameters. Additionally, the laws of quantum mechanics, with their probabilistic nature and the concept of wave function collapse, resemble the algorithms and processing techniques used in computer simulations to manage resources efficiently. Critics of the simulation hypothesis argue that it is inherently untestable. If we are indeed in a simulation, any evidence we gather could be manipulated by the simulators to prevent us from discovering the truth. This leads to a philosophical conundrum. If we cannot prove or disprove the hypothesis, should we even consider it seriously? Despite this, some researchers are exploring ways to test the hypothesis indirectly. For example, physicist Silas Bean has suggested that if our universe is a simulation, we might find evidence of underlying computational structures in the fabric of space-time, such as limitations in the resolution of space at very small scales. Another critique is based on the complexity and energy requirements of running such a simulation. Simulating an entire universe down to the quantum level would require an astronomical amount of computational power and energy. Proponents counter this by suggesting that a simulation might not need to simulate every detail at all times, just as video games only render the parts of the world that the player is currently interacting with. This selective rendering could make the simulation more feasible. The ethical implications of the simulation hypothesis are also profound. If we are indeed living in a simulation, what does that say about our free will, our sense of identity, and our moral responsibilities? Are the simulators benevolent observers, or do they have ulterior motives? These questions delve into the nature of consciousness and reality, challenging our understanding of existence itself. In conclusion, the simulation hypothesis presents a fascinating and provocative view of our reality. While it remains speculative and controversial, it encourages us to question our assumptions about the nature of the universe and our place within it. Whether or not we are living in a computer simulation, the exploration of this idea pushes the boundaries of science and philosophy, prompting us to seek deeper understanding and greater clarity about the mysteries of existence. As technology continues to advance, we may one day uncover more clues about the true nature of our reality. But for now, the simulation hypothesis remains a compelling and thought-provoking possibility.